Aloha and welcome to Tiki Room Talk, a Disney podcast. My name is Angela and I'm joined by my sister Christina.
We will be your master of ceremonies on this enchanted journey into weekly top 5 topics and helpful tips when experiencing all things Disney.
And if you like listening to us, be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Tiki Room Talk. We'd love to hear your feedback or answer any questions you may have, so be sure to reach out to us.
This week's topic will be discussing the top 5 countries in EPCOT for food and drinks.
Our siestas keep getting shorter and shorter, so let's wake up the Glee Club,
put on the show, and get Tiki talking.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Tiki Room Talk. I'm pretty excited about our topic today because I love food very much. And I feel like now more and more people are going to Disney for the food and for the photos of food.
We also wanted to give you listeners a little bit of a Disney history lesson on this one. So in case you already didn't know, EPCOT, what's EPCOT stand for, Ange? Tell our listeners.
EPCOT stands for Every Person Counts on Time.
All right, well, no. EPCOT stands for Environmental Prototype City of Tomorrow. And it was the second theme park to open alongside the Magic Kingdom in Florida.
Walt Disney had a vision to build a futuristic city where people could live and work with new technology presented by the very best in the industry.
And when Walt passed away, the Disney Company decided against building a city without Walt's guidance or input. So years later, when Disney Company wanted to expand the Florida property with another theme park, they couldn't decide between Walt's vision of the future and technology or focus on other world cultures. So the decision was made to combine the two.
And voila, we have today's EPCOT. Although there are a million fun things to do in EPCOT, we are focusing solely on the food in this episode.
You have to understand that food in EPCOT is its own attraction. And with 11 different countries to choose from and authentically prepared dishes in each one, there's so many yummy possibilities.
So many. Yeah, there's just way too much to eat that there's no way to do it all in one day. However, we picked the top 5 countries plus 2 honorable mentions that you should add to your list of things to experience while there. So, Teen, why don't you start us off with number 5?
So, just real quick, before I do that, preface by saying we had a hard time picking this list.
I think Christina, lost sleep over picking this list. It really was hard for her.
Because there's so much good food.
It is. Honestly, you can't go wrong anywhere you eat.
And, take this for what it's worth. It's our opinion. Honestly, everybody we've given this list to so far has disagreed with us. Genuinely, this is an opinion piece, so you either will agree or disagree, but that's okay.
And we'd love to hear if you agree or disagree, so leave us a comment on Facebook or Instagram and tell us your thoughts on your top 5 places to eat.
So, number 5 on our list is going to be Morocco. So, not many people realize this, but Morocco was actually the first expansion pavilion to the World Showcase. It did not open originally with EPCOT. It opened in 1984. And this pavilion is extra special because it's the only pavilion that was built by the country's government, which is pretty neat. In fact, King Hassan II sent Moroccan artisans to design and create the many mosaics that you see in that land. So it is as authentic as you can get.
That's so awesome. And you can
really
tell.
You
can definitely tell when you go walk through Morocco.
It's a beautiful land pavilion.
I also really like seeing Morocco at night. Walking through at night. I really enjoy seeing it at night. I think the way it's lit up with the fountains, it looks really cool. And I also think Morocco is seriously underrated. Morocco is just passed by a lot of times, and it's so underrated, and their food is really good.
Well, the thing with Morocco is you have to kind of walk back into it. It's not, a wide land. It's more deep, so I think a lot of times people don't realize that, and they'll, to get to Restaurant Marrakesh, you have to go, all the way back. And I think a lot of times people don't...
Just pass by
don't
and not
realize that, or don't feel like it. So it's honestly, check it out next time you're there. It's gorgeous.
So let's start with Restaurant Marrakesh.
So Restaurant Marrakesh, they serve various types of Moroccan cuisine, including harira soup, pastilla appetizers, and I apologize, I may be pronouncing that wrong, couscous, and also various lamb dishes and shish kebabs. We actually ate there recently back in February, and it's very beautiful inside. They have stained glass, they have mosaics, It's very colorful.
Yeah, it's a really fun and, like, open atmosphere. It's kind of just one giant room.
And there's different levels. There's, you have a floor level, and then you have one that's raised up a little bit more. So to see the entertainment in the middle, there's really no bad seat in the house.
Yeah, we actually had really good seats because we were right against the railing on the second level.
So to mention, they do have entertainment in the form of they have belly dancers that come out at intervals. They'll dance for about, I think, maybe like 15 minutes, and then go back in, and they'll come out in and out at intervals. They also have musicians that come and play live music, and it's a really neat.
It's a fun atmosphere.
I don't know many other restaurants where you can see live belly dancers like that.
I can honestly say I've never been to a restaurant where I've seen a belly dancer.
Yeah, so it's kind of neat. It's definitely something different. To talk about the food a little bit, their short ribs, one of their specialties, they're cooked in a traditional Moroccan, come
on, do it.
Please forgive me. Meshoui method. Also, the lemon chicken, another one of their signatures, comes in a tangine. So which is large pot with it's a special type of pot that's native to Morocco.
Okay.
And as soon as you open it up, you get that waft of just tantalizing sense. It's really good. They also have several seafood options: shrimp, grouper, salmon. Desserts include a Moroccan symphony, which has assorted baklavas. They also have an almond orange blossom water tart, which I think sounds really good.
I remember when I went, I got the chicken kebabs. I'm gonna say brochettes. Brochettes?
Briquettes?
What is that? What is that word?
It's briquettes.
Briquettes?
Yeah.
I'm not very good at pronouncing foreign words. Took 4 years of Italian. Didn't stick. Took 2 semesters of Spanish. Didn't stick. So, brochettes. And so, the chicken kebabs are brochettes of chicken breast, olive salad, and dried fruit couscous, which I have to say, I don't think I've ever had couscous before, and it was so
I love couscous.
Delicious. It was so sweet.
I make it at home.
And then the olive... Well, excuse me,
no, I didn't mean it like that.
No. Sorry I don't cook couscous on the reg.
It's just so good. I love it.
Oh, it was so good. And I wish Christina would make couscous for me, but I guess she doesn't.
You would appreciate it now.
I feel like that sounds weird. The olive salad was like the perfect salty to go with the sweet, and then the chicken was just cooked perfectly, and it was just so delicious. And like all the flavors together, and it was such a big meal for such a great price.
I have to say, so I had the vegetable couscous entree that they have, and it was huge. I mean, it was... easily 2 people could have eaten that. I don't think I finished half of it. It was a very large portion. Yeah. So you really do. You get a large amount of food for your money here.
And I mean, if you're not super hungry, I would definitely recommend splitting something with someone.
Mm-hmm. They also have they had really good mint tea. Mint tea is their specialty. I had it iced, but you can get it hot. They had an assortment of drinks. They had all kinds of beverages. And if you have kids with you, their kids menu even has beef kebabs. So even if your kids might want to try something a little bit more authentic than maybe like mac and cheese or a burger or something, they do have some things for kiddos too that they might enjoy. And the lunch and dinner menus are the same here. And also it's good to note that it's actually pretty easy to get a table here. I think not many people think of it when they're going to pick their meal at EPCOT, and it's one of the ones that if you don't book it right away, it might still be open. And if you're in the park and you don't have a dinner reservation, I would definitely check there because it's very possible they have some open tables.
Yeah, good call. And next is Tangerine Cafe in Morocco.
So Tangerine Cafe is beautiful. It's the tiling along the counters is really lovely, and you'll find very intricate ironwork throughout it also. It's a quick service location if you're on the dining plan, and it's known for its authentic shawarma platters. They come with hummus, tabbouleh, couscous salad, and fresh Moroccan bread, and they are huge. So I actually went there in April for the first time, and I had the chicken and lamb platter. I don't eat lamb, but I had the chicken, and it was very good.
How was the hummus?
The hummus was very good.
Oh, yeah, I love hummus.
But I mean, this was a very large platter. I ate it with one other person. We split it, and it was definitely enough for 2 people. If you're looking to really fill up, you want a nice hearty meal, I definitely recommend it. It was very good. Everything was very, very tasty. And it's actually one of the healthier options among the countries in EPCOT, because you have your hummus, you have your healthy oils in there, you have a salad, and you have everything is fresh. And if you're looking to maybe eat a little bit lighter, maybe nothing that's like fried or super heavy, this is definitely a good option for you.
Yeah, I like that.
It's also good for vegetarians. Also, they have
yeah.
vegetable platters. If you're vegetarian and you're looking for something, I definitely recommend going here also.
Yeah.
Also in the Morocco Pavilion, we have Spice Road Table. This is the newest addition to the Moroccan dining scene. It's a restaurant that serves small plates, almost like a tapas, and it's really great for tableside fireworks viewing. Not many people think to go here. There's usually you can find open tables here. If you're looking for tableside fireworks viewing, it's really nice. It's on the water. You can see everything from there. So there are a couple other fireworks viewing locations like La Hacienda in Mexico and Rose and Crown in England. They tend to book up really early. And Spice Road Table is a very good bet for getting those sought-after spots. It does not book up as early as those other 2 restaurants.
Yeah, and I mean, even if you don't want a full meal, you can go up to the bar and grab some appetizers. Mm-hmm. They have, like, rice-stuffed grape leaves and hummus fries and fresh fish croquettes. I believe I pronounced that correctly. Mm-hmm. That's 1 point for Ange. Mm-hmm. Lamb sliders are one of their signature offerings as well, and they have an extensive cocktail list that includes a Spice Road signature sangria. Sign me up. And Mediterranean beers from Turkey, Greece, Morocco, Lebanon, and Spain.
Yeah, and it's a really pretty restaurant also. The decor was inspired by a lot of outdoor cafes on the Moroccan seaside, and since it's on the water, you get that feel, and it's a very pretty restaurant, very colorful. Definitely a good place to give a try if you've never been there before.
All right, so number 4, we have Italy, the motherland. We're anticipating some backlash for putting Italy as number 4. Everybody we've talked to has
basically
strongly disagreed.
Us across the face and said, "What were you thinking?"
Yeah, but again, just our opinion, and in my opinion, after being in Italy, we were fortunate enough to take a trip to Italy last year.
Last October.
Last October. There's no food like there is in actual Italy. I hate to say it, but it's so true. It just was like, oh, it was so
You'll
delicious.
never get anything like it. I'm sorry.
It won't. And I mean, they do a really great job at bringing those flavors and everything to the table. So So I'm not going to say it's like not good. It's really good.
It's very good. So a fun little fact about this pavilion, which I did not know. This was something I actually found when I was doing some research. So the water that they use to make the pizza dough in this pavilion, and they make pizza at several different locations, it's imported from Pennsylvania to give it an authentic Neapolitan dough taste.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, which I never would have thought of that.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, that's really
really crazy. So one of their table service restaurants, if you're on the Disney dining plan, is Tutto Italia. This is the one that's kind of nestled in the back a little bit in the pavilion. The menu here was created by award-winning chef, and I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to pronounce his name.
You can take this one. I'm not even going to try and pronounce
Joachim Splichow. I'm sorry, Joachim, if you're listening, and that is not how you say it.
It's probably like, my name's not Joachim. It's Joachim.
But this is another really, really pretty restaurant. The theme here is it's an old world ambience. It has a lot of murals, beautiful chandeliers, lots of like rich, wood, and it's a pretty restaurant. They actually have several authentic Italian appetizers, including arancini, which is a shrimp and lobster fried risotto ball. It's one of their more popular menu items.
Yeah, this place is definitely a crowd favorite, I would say. A lot of people love going to Tinto
Italia. I think I've
Italia.
ever talked to anybody who.
No, everybody who goes there absolutely loves it. One of their signature drinks is an Italian martini, which sounds amazing. It's citrus vodka, limoncello, triple sec, and lemon juice, and I am all about that. Yes. And maybe they put it in the to-go cup because I really would like to try that.
Maybe I'm sipping it like in a little to-go cup. Yeah. They also have very authentic Italian specialty entrees, and one of them is veal ossobuco, which you'll see a lot in Italy. And it's a braised veal shank with a risotto milanese and a Parmesan crisp. Oh, and I've actually yet to have it. I'm not a veal eater myself, but I've been told it's very, very good. And their tiramisu for dessert is also very popular. I'm told it's a must try. Their tiramisu is very popular.
Okay, so what's next in Italy?
So we have Via Napoli. So something to note about Via Napoli. It is one of the first restaurants to book up all the time. It is very hard to get into there because it's very popular, especially with families with small kids, because it's pizza. You know, it's and other dishes as well, but mostly they're known for their signature pizzas, and that tends to be a crowd pleaser. So they book up very fast. It's one of, I think, like the top 5 restaurants to book up all the time. You got to book this one early, or like I mentioned, I think in our last podcast. It's good to check maybe a week before your trip.
Yeah.
Or the week of your trip if you really would like to eat there. See if maybe some people have canceled. They might be able to squeeze you in. Maybe even day of. If maybe somebody's canceled for that day, they might be able to squeeze you in also. So they have 3 big pizza ovens there. They're definitely really cool to look at. They're actually supposed to represent the 3 volcanoes in Italy, which I thought was kind of neat. I did not expect that.
Mount Vesuvius is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
They also have some interesting adult beverages here, from some spritzers to actually a cannoli martini.
That sounds insane.
Yeah, that's gotta be good. There's also several entree options here that are very popular, but pizza is definitely what is their specialty at this restaurant. It is.
So what did you try when you went?
When we went a couple years ago. I had gotten a pizza, and it was very good. It was a melon and prosciutto pizza.
Oh my god!
So it had cantaloupe and fresh.
I remember trying that. Oh my god!
It is
so good.
If you ever want like a salty sweet. Oh,
that's the place to do it.
Very good. Yeah, I highly recommend it. It's a good pizza. And it's one of their signature pies, too. It has fontina cheese, and they also put arugula on it. Very, very good. Very flavorful. And their pizza, it's thin crust. It's very Italian. It's that Neapolitan type of pizza where it's a thinner crust, and it's different than... if you were to go to New York and get a slice of pizza, it's a different type of pizza, but very good. They have many different signature pies and stuff.
And pizza prices here can be a little pricey.
I think they're a little steep, yeah.
Yeah, it's $22 for an individual pie, $33 for a large that serves 2 to 3 people, and $45 for a mezzo metro, which serves 3 to 4.
So essentially, if you have a family of 4... a pizza to feed them is about $45, which, I'm used to going out and getting a large pizza for like 12.
Yeah. I mean, definitely some Disney prices, but I mean, when you think about it, if you have a family of 4, it's like $12. I mean, for a meal that you would be paying somewhere else,
right? And
it's definitely cheaper, but yeah.
And remember, they're specialty pies too. I think you can also get just a regular cheese and pepperoni if you liked that.
Yeah.
But they'll have specialty ingredients also.
I mean, it's worth the money. You're in Disney, and if you want a good pizza,
pizza.
This is the place to go.
Yeah, if you want pizza in Disney, this is where to get it.
And definitely. Only where to get it. Don't get pizza anywhere else.
Yeah, I don't recommend getting pizza anywhere other than the Italy Pavilion.
All right.
Or there's a Italian restaurant on the boardwalk that's also very good.
Very good.
For pizza.
Those 2 places.
But other than that, don't do it.
We've got a couple more in Italy that I think we can move through. We got Tutto Gusto Wine Cellar.
It's important to note with Tutto Gusto that dining plans are not accepted here. It's meant to be an authentic Italian wine cellar. It's decorated to look as such. It's not underground or anything like that. It's actually right off of Tutto Italia. And they have over 200 bottles of wine. Plus beer, and they also have a small plates menu. Everything's kind of meant to be like shareable. It's like meats and cheeses, paninis, some desserts. Not, I would say, the best place to bring your kids, because really it's more for adults. It's more for having a glass of wine, sharing a plate.
That would be a nice date night.
Yeah, if you're looking for something romantic, something you're there on your honeymoon, I definitely would recommend it. Yeah. It's a nice place to sit and relax, get some air conditioning, and, just, chill and have a good time.
Next we have Pizza Taglio.
Taglio?
Taglio. Thought the G was silent? Probably not. This pizza window is open seasonally, and it offers slices of pizza, a meatball sub, mini cannolis, and drinks.
There's also a gelato kiosk in the Italy Pavilion, and it has authentic Italian gelato you can get in a cup or a cone. It also has an ice cream sandwich, which is 2 chocolate chip cookies with gelato, or you can also get a sundae. One specific sundae is called an affogato. Oh, goodness.
You got it.
I speak Italian, so this is embarrassing. Affogato, which is gelato with your choice of a fresh Italian espresso poured over it. And I'm told that that's very good.
Oh, yeah.
They also have an assortment of non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages.
And last we've got Italian donkey snacks, which you can't miss it because it's literally attached to a fake donkey.
It's cute.
It offers cocktail popsicles like limoncello and berry sangria. It also offers several specialty cocktails that include limoncello, which is Christina's absolute favorite.
Love limoncello.
And I just have like a little tip to say about Italy. So we were there this past year for the Festival of the Arts.
Mm-hmm.
And Italy did a little pop-up stand, which had a balsamic glaze rib. And I got it twice, and it was an absolute mess, but it was so amazing, and I haven't had anything like it. It was delicious, and for me, on a scale from okay to yum, it was a get into my belly. So that's my last remarks on Italy. And number 3, Christina, what's number 3?
Number 3 is the Japan Pavilion.
Oh,
the Japan Pavilion.
This was tough because this is kind of my favorite.
Japan is pretty awesome. So there actually is a brand new restaurant in this pavilion. It opened, I want to say, about a month ago, called Takumi Te. And it's really, I've seen pictures, it's really cool looking. It's you'll dine in one of 5 rooms, which are each inspired by the natural elements. So you have water, wood, earth, stone, or washi paper. And it has a multi-course tasting menu, which also has a traditional Japanese tea service, which is pretty neat. From what I understand so far, I don't believe you can use your dining plan credits here. I think because it's so new, the tasting menu is steep. It is more of a signature dining restaurant. I think more for the experience, more of a fancier restaurant. There is going to be a dress code for this restaurant. It's going to be your typical fine signature dining dress code for Disney restaurants. You can find all that information online. It'll be on the restaurant's website page.
So the first restaurant we're going to hit up in Japan is Tempanito. One of my favorites. So cool for everyone. I don't know if you have hibachi near where you live, but hibachi is such a cool experience. And if you didn't want to do hibachi, they do have other tables where you can just sit and order food. But so dining plans are accepted, and reservations for this one are also a must. This is such a popular restaurant. It fills up, and it takes time because they cook everything right in front of you, and they put on a little show. So it definitely takes some time.
Mm-hmm. It's not a quick in and out type meal.
Definitely not. No. And tables are in groups of 8. So if you don't have a party of 8, you will be paired with another family, and a lot of times, people are on vacation, people are having a good time, so they'll want to talk to you, and it's really nice. You get to meet people from all over the world, and you'll all get to experience such a cool dining together. They serve authentic Japanese cuisine during an exciting dinner experience that's part meal, part show. In the communal ritual, teppanyaki-style cooking. Skillful chefs chop and stir-fry dishes on grills at your table. You can select from steak, chicken, seafood, and vegetable entrees, which are served with udon noodles and steamed rice. You can also enjoy such favorites as teriyaki chicken, assorted sushi rolls, tempura, and edamame. I always like getting the chicken and steak, because a lot of times you can combine them.
Yeah, you can get, like, combo meals. I usually will get shrimp and chicken, or sometimes, like, scallops. Yeah, you can...
and it's just so much fun. The chefs are always, like, so upbeat. It's such a good time.
Yeah, you'll definitely have a good time. And kids like it a lot, too.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're, you're watching the chefs cook in front of you and on this large grill. I mean, have them be careful of their hands, of course, and stuff like that. But it's always a fun time for everybody. And attached to Tempanito is Tokyo Dining, which Andrew's talking about, tables that don't involve the hibachi style experience, and that would be in the Tokyo dining room. You can get authentic Japanese cuisine at this location, but it's also nice because it has great views of the World Showcase Lagoon. You're welcomed by cast members in authentic traditional kimonos, which is really neat. There's also a large open counter where the sushi is prepared, so you can see your rolls being made right in front of you. If you're not much of a sushi fan, entree options also include tempura dishes, grilled chicken or salmon. They have ramen, udon noodle bowls, and they have bento boxes. They have a nice variety.
So good.
Of different.
You went there on your
dishes.
senior trip, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple years, but the food was very good. This is also a place that it's easier to get tables at.
Yes.
It does not fill up quite as quickly as certainly Tempanito does.
Yes. Okay, next up is Katsura Grill, which is made to resemble a Japanese tea house nested on a hill among the trees. Fun fact, there's a bathroom up there. This counter-service restaurant offers sushi, udon noodle, and ramen bowls, teriyaki, chicken cutlet curry, and plum wine and Japanese beer. I've had the sushi here before. I got a California roll, and I think I've also had the noodle bowls, and both things have been so delicious.
Yeah, everything's really, really tasty here.
Really good.
I love the green tea cheesecake. If you're into green tea, it's really good. They also have green tea ice cream, too, which is not something you see every day.
Yeah.
So.
And this area usually isn't super crowded. I feel like people kind of forget about it, and it's a little tucked away. You kind of like see a koi pond and some stairs.
It's not very big because it's meant to resemble like a little house. So there's not a lot of seating on the inside, but there is actually extra seating on the outside of the tea house. It can be a little limited, so it depends what time of the day you get there. I would recommend maybe more like later in the afternoon, but their food is very, very good.
Really good. Yeah. Really good.
Their miso soup is super great.
And then there is the Kabuki Cafe, and it's not a cafe, but more of a snack cart. Teen, take this next one because I don't know how
it
to
serves
say
kakigori, which is a traditional Japanese shaved ice, and that's pretty popular usually, especially on a nice hot summer day. They also have a sake mist, and they have a couple different sushi rolls you can get here, and they also have an assortment of alcoholic beverages if that's something you're looking for.
Yeah, and lastly, there is a sake bar.
It's in the Mitsukoshi department store that they have. It's
definitely check that store out. So it's
kind of like L-shaped, and if you walk all the way to the end in the candy section, you'll find the sake bar, and they have some really, really cool different types of sake. So you can actually do a sake flight there. Lots of cool, fun things to try.
Also, in that store, there are a ton of different Japanese candies and snacks that so worth trying.
Yeah,
I look forward to going there every time and just stocking up on so much snacks. So for me, that counts as part of the dining. Number 2, we have Mexico.
So in Mexico, there's a lot of different places to get
so good
food and drinks, especially drinks. So you have the San Angel Inn, which is probably the most unique restaurant. It's got a very unique setting. It's in the Mayan temple pavilion. It's a giant Mayan pyramid, and in the background, it's in a twilight setting. Restaurant's decorated in a Mexican colonial style. And if you sit towards the back of the restaurant, you can actually see the boats ride by for the La Grande Fiesta attraction. So, you sit and eating and you can see the people floating by.
It's pretty awesome.
It's pretty cute.
Especially for kids. Like, they get to wave and it's a lot of fun.
It's cute. They have soups and appetizers like tostadas, empanadas, guacamole, just to name a few. And then for entrees, they actually have a plato vegetariano, which is perfect for vegetarians. If you're a vegetarian, this would be a good choice for you if you like Mexican food, of course.
Okay, next on the list is La Hacienda de San Ángel. This is the perfect option for fireworks viewing with a large, expansive windows. You can get a good view with almost any table. They have corn tortillas are house-made each day, and fresh salsas ranging from sweet to spicy are prepared with chipotle and serrano peppers, mangoes, and more. Teen can definitely talk about the drinks because she's had some experiences.
They're really good. They have handcrafted margaritas. They have Mexican beer. They have South American wines. They have premium tequilas. And just so much more. You can get both classic margaritas and you can get ones that are infused with bold flavors like guava or horchata or my favorite, which is the avocado.
Teen's had this avocado margarita, 4 times?
3.
3 times? And she loves it.
It's so good.
But I think she usually drinks it on an empty stomach on a hot day.
I think I drink it too fast.
Yeah, so...
It hits me, super hard. I mean, I should preface this by saying me and tequila have never been friends. But it's really good. It's a good
I have
drink.
tried it also, and it's really delicious. Not what you would expect.
No, I wouldn't even say it has a really strong avocado taste.
Not at all. It's just so good.
It's sweeter than you would expect. I think they put agave syrup in it, and it's also lined. The rim is lined with, I think it's like a guava sugar or something. It's
really, really good.
Really good.
Yeah,
very good. I highly recommend it. They also have a tequila ambassador who's on hand to offer any explanations, suggestions, maybe pick out a tequila flight for you. You can get a tequila flight that's got where you can sample 3 popular varieties, which is kind of cool. And then as far as food goes, they have their entrees. They have enchiladas. They have tacos.
Parrilladas?
Isn't 2 L's ye, though?
Parrilladas. And they have parrilladas, probably pronouncing that incorrectly, for 2. And I believe that's what Dad and I got.
I know I got tacos, and they were very good. My
dad and I split a big platter that had kind of a little bit of everything on it, and it was delicious.
Yeah, they have very good food here. In the Mexico Pavilion, they also have La Cava del Tequila, which is also in that Mayan pyramid, and it's a tiny bar. Usually there's a line to get in, and they'll have a cast member who's regulating who's going up to the bar and stuff like that. The line can get really long, and there's very few seats. Not a lot of seats. If you can snag one, good for you. But they have several signature margaritas here, such as the jalapeno. They have blood orange. They have minty pineapple, and they have cucumber. I mean, just to name a few. They have a menu full of margaritas here. You can also get some queso, guacamole to go along with your drinks. If you're looking for a good margarita or some fine tequila, they do tequila flights there. Yeah. It is the place to go.
People don't mess around with this. You can go into this pavilion as soon as it opens, and there will be a line for margaritas.
Yeah, it's very popular.
Yeah.
They also do have the La Cantina de San Ángel, which is their counter service if you're on the meal plan. It's very good counter service. There's something that'll please pretty much everybody there.
They have really good churros.
Oh, yeah?
I
don't think I've ever had the churros.
I always get them. They're so good, and there's this dipping sauce that you put in them. So delicious. Definitely recommend getting those. And that's the kind of churro that I like. I'm not... I know that the big thing with Disney is the churros. Like the big, long stick churros. But these are small...
They're like more like a churro bite.
These are the churros to go for, if you want my opinion. Which you do, because you're listening to this podcast.
There's a big, spacious, covered patio here with a lot of seating. And it's on the water, which is nice. It has some nice fireworks viewing.
Yes.
If you're looking to have some food while you're watching the fireworks. They have tacos. They have salads. They have empanadas. They have nachos there. They also have Mexican beers. They have sangrias. And they have Patron on the rocks there. If you're a Patron fan.
Patron on ice. And then they have, lastly, is Chosa de Margarita. Holsa? I'm very sorry. This stand serves both frozen margaritas and margaritas on the rocks. And snacks include guacamole, tacos, and empanadas.
Okay, so our number one country to eat at in EPCOT. For me, it was a no-brainer. I think we agreed on this pretty quickly. Yeah. It is France. France is just so great. And it's even more great because they open early. They do. So you can actually go there for a breakfast if you like. Because the World Showcase does not open before 11. But France does. France will open as soon as the park opens. Yes. So it's a good place to go grab a nice breakfast.
Solid place for breakfast.
So they actually have a brand new creperie that's being built. I believe it's not going to be open until 2021. It's going to be a little while until we see that. I think they're opening it alongside the Ratatouille ride that they're bringing over from
that's going to be
Disneyland
so cool.
Paris.
That's going to be so awesome.
But this new creperie, it's going to have a menu that's inspired by the Brittany area of France, and it's going to have both savory and sweet crepes. I don't know how that's going to fit into the dining plan. I don't know if it's going to be a table service or more of a counter service. I do know it's going to, I think, be like servers. Like you'll have servers. It's more of a sit-down type situation. But we'll know more, I guess, as they further along with that planning stage with that. In France, their signature dining restaurant is called Monsieur Paul. It used to be called Bistro de Paris. And they changed it several years ago. It's actually been recently refurbished. And it's located upstairs of Chef de France. I know someone who went there twice because they liked it so much. They went one time and said it was amazing and had to go back. I've been told the food's really, really good there. It's always voted one of the most romantic in Walt Disney World. So if you're on a honeymoon or you're looking to have a nice romantic getaway, I definitely recommend this restaurant. The decor resembles more of a classic French architecture with a little bit more of a modern design. And the window side tables have really good views of the World Showcase. You know, if you're into people watching or maybe you want to see the fireworks, you can sit right at the window and you're up high and it's really nice views. And the new menu, and here's another name for you, is created by Chef Nicolas Lemoyne. He was previously at L'Auberge du Pont de Cologne.
Wow, that was pronounced much better than I would have ever tried to pronounce
that. The 3-star Michelin restaurant from Paul Bocuse. Monsieur Paul does have a dress code, like we were talking about earlier. And it's also important to note there's a prefix menu here that has 7 courses of seasonal specialties. You don't have to get the prefix. You can also order a la carte, but I've been told the prefix is very good.
Really good.
And it changes seasonally, so you can go different times of the year and it'll be different.
All right, so let's talk about Chefs de France. This Parisian cafe is decorated with high ceilings, intricate mosaic flooring, and expansive windows that look out onto the promenade. The menu changes seasonally, but it may include some delicacies as beef tenderloin, classic onion soup, and roasted duck with cherries, which I've had the beef tenderloin.
I've had the French onion soup.
And it is delicious. I mean, just like pulls apart. It is so, so good.
The French onion soup is probably the best I've ever had. It is very good. Their lobster bisque is also very, very good. Mm. I like.
And Tina's a soup person.
I'm a soup person,
so her opinion matters. There is vegetarian options, which include vegetable lasagna and baked macaroni.
I've had the baked macaroni, and
that vegetable lasagna sounds really good.
I know. I wish it was there when we haven't been there in a couple of years. I gotta go back. That sounds really, really good.
In addition to delicious food, there's a selection of imported French wines. This restaurant also has 3-course prefix menu that has 3 appetizer, 3 entree, and several dessert options. And the kids menu actually includes a salmon fillet.
Yeah, so if your kids
fancy dining for the kiddies.
If your kids are into seafood, it's a good place to take them. It's important to note too, the prefix menu is covered on your dining plan, and it is 1 table service option here. So if you're looking for a big meal, a bigger meal, kind of more bang for your buck, you can definitely get it at Chef de France.
I'm gonna try and pronounce this, and it's gonna be bad. We play this game sometimes where we'll read the menus for Food and Wine Festival, and Christina makes me just try and pronounce the different places because she knows I can't do it. So we're gonna try this right now. Les Halles, Boulangerie, and Patisserie. Teen, how is it really pronounced?
I think it's Les Halles, Beignets, and Patisserie.
I think my way was the way it was. This traditional French bakery has everything from soups and salads to fresh baguette sandwiches and pastries. I know the word baguette. Pastries include
Pomme,
a puff pastry with caramelized apple. Have you had that?
I actually haven't. It sounds really good.
I feel like you would have had that. A creme brulee, eclairs, chocolate mousse, and macaroons. Just to name a few, which we have absolutely eaten the macaroons.
Oh, more than once. Well, they're one of my favorite things.
So delicious.
I've had them more than once.
Drinks include wine, champagne, beer, and gourmet coffees.
This is a counter service option on the Disney dining plan, and when we were talking about breakfast, this is where you would go to get the breakfast.
Really good breakfast.
They also, and lunch and dinner, they have really good sandwiches. They have quiche, homemade quiche. That's very
Mom
good.
always gets the quiche.
Yeah, the quiche is always really, really tasty. Everything here is very, very tasty. If you're on your way out of the park at the International Showcase entrance, or you want a quick dessert on your way out, definitely go here.
And honestly, all the cast members who work there are always so nice and so willing to help you because their menus are in French, and if you're like me, you can't pronounce anything. But they're always really...
Usually you can just point and they'll know.
I know, but they're always really sweet and really nice people that work there. As is everyone in Disney.
They give you, this option with your sandwiches or your quiche or what have you to heat it up. You can have it hot or you can have it cold. Yeah. So any which way you like it, they'll make it to your liking.
It's delicious.
And then also in the France Pavilion, they have Les Artisans de Glace, which is their ice cream shop. It is modeled after an old-fashioned ice cream shop, and they have homemade ice cream and sorbet here. Their flavors range from cocoa white chocolate to cinnamon with caramelized pecan, milk chocolate, orange, just so many really good flavors. They also have options that include ice cream martinis, which you can get a scoop of ice cream with Grand Marnier.
I'm surprised that hasn't gotten that yet.
Yeah, they look so good. They also have ice cream macaron sandwiches. They have ice cream in a warm brioche bun. So they'll put the scoop of ice cream in the bun, and they put it in kind of a French press, get it all hot, and it's really good.
I've actually tried that because Jim got one once, and he let me have some, and it was, I had to eat it quick because he ate it very fast. It was so delicious.
Yeah, it's really good.
So delicious.
And their ice cream's made in the traditional French way, which is kind of more of like a gelato. It's creamier than what our typical ice cream is. The portions are smaller because it's made differently, but it's very flavorful, very, very tasty. They always have really awesome flavors here. Really good snack. You can also get, scoops and cups, cones here. They also have two carts for snacks and beverages. They have a Les Vins de Chef de France, which has regional wines, premium wines, champagne, beer, and specialty drinks.
Is that where
It is.
Grand Marnier slushies?
Mm-hmm.
They do a Grand Marnier slushie and a Grey Goose slushie, which is my personal favorite. That one has lemonade in it.
I prefer the Grand Marnier, actually.
Grey Goose is the worst. Honestly, both of them are so delicious and so refreshing. Definitely.
I think you can actually mix the two together now.
Oh, wow.
If you'd like.
Definitely a must.
Mm-hmm.
If you're over 21.
It's a very popular drink, too. You'll see a lot of people walking around the parks with it. If you see someone with, like, kind of a plastic-looking martini glass, chances are that's what they're drinking.
And chances are they're having a good time.
It's very good. They also have a crepe stand called Crepes de Chef de France, which has crepes that include chocolate, sugar, strawberry preserves, and ice cream filled.
Now we have our honorable mentions that didn't quite make the list, but are great places to grab a bite or a drink. And first we have Norway.
Oh, gosh. Ange knows I love Norway.
Christina will showcase one thing from Norway that she loves, and it is...
well, I love school bread.
School bread.
It's a pastry that is it's a cardamom pastry, so it's not terribly sweet, and it has toasted coconut on the top, and it's filled with like a cream. It's a cream, and it's so good. I recommend it. They have very good pastries there. Lots of things that are very light. Lots of berries.
Yeah.
I think in the morning you can also get breakfast there. I believe they have lingonberry waffles. Their sandwiches are also very good. They have a lot of sandwiches that'll have like ham and Jarlsberg cheese. Very hearty sandwiches. And if we're talking about Norway, let's real quick mention they do also have a restaurant called I believe it's Askershush. And it's a character location where they have all the princesses. It's in a royal banquet hall, and I believe you can meet Aurora, I think Snow White, I think Ariel might be there, Belle, and so it's really good for little kids. They like it a lot there. They serve, I think, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's family style, and they bring out different Norwegian dishes, but also I think some more Americanized. We haven't been there in quite some time, but it tends to be pretty popular.
And also our last honorable mention, real quick, is Canada, which is delicious, so this was hard to place as well. Le Cellier is their main restaurant. I think it's actually their only restaurant.
They have a couple booths.
They have a couple booths, but this is their only sit-down restaurant.
Table service sit-down, yeah.
I believe it is a 2-table service.
It is.
And it is primarily a steak restaurant.
It's a Canadian steakhouse.
It is very delicious. I would highly recommend it if you have 2 table services to spare. I always get a good piece of steak when I'm there. And they do... The last time we went, we got poutine, which was really good. Poutine's, like, really getting big in Disney right now. They have a whole stand in Disney Springs. It was really good in Canada. Did you get fish?
I got salmon. I'm not much of a steak eater. I'm sorry, everybody.
I am.
But I did get a very good piece of salmon there. They have some also good non-steak options, but they are known for their steaks.
But they do have something for everybody.
Mm-hmm. It's a very good restaurant. It's also one of the hardest restaurants to get into. It's very difficult to get a reservation at Le Cellier, and it's very difficult to get into if you don't have a reservation. Almost impossible.
Yeah, definitely.
It's very popular.
I would say out of everything, just to be on the safe side, I would make a reservation everywhere. I know sometimes people don't want to be tied down, but in my opinion...
I mean, if you'd rather have a more go-with-the-flow day, and you don't want to make a reservation, definitely look into an earlier or later seating time. You'll have a lot more luck if you try to go maybe around 5 or maybe later at night.
Yes.
Maybe past like 8:30.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. So hopefully these tips were helpful for our listeners. I'm not sure everyone is going to agree with these choices, and that's completely fine. We would love to hear your feedback and what you would put in your top 5 list for this category. So...
yeah, leave us a comment on social media. We'd love to hear from you guys.
And thank you guys for listening.
And we'll see you real soon.